Okay, so right now I'm on the treadmill and I'm gonna show you how not to waste time on a treadmill. Okay, so basically treadmills are very good to build up your cardio, but it can also be pretty much a waste of time if you're gonna spend hours running on a treadmill, because you're probably much better off, well, not probably, most definitely you are much better off actually running on the road, outside, on the hills, in the sand, on the grass, wherever, and not wasting your time on a treadmill. But nevertheless, many of us, we don't have time to spend an hour or two out and about outside running. So, as a replacement, we try to sort of, make up for it by using a treadmill. So I'm going to show you now how not to waste your time on a treadmill. So firstly, what is cardio about? Okay, I'll show you here. I'm on the treadmill. This is me. This is the treadmill. Okay. This is where we are. And so, firstly, what is cardio about? I'll have this discussion with you while I warm up. You're basically training your heart. Okay, in addition to training your limbs, building up your muscle reaction or your muscles to be able to handle the endurance training or running and so on, mainly you are training your heart. Okay, you are training your heart to be able to work efficiently at or under duress. Okay, so to be able to pump enough blood to the muscles and also your lungs so that you can get enough oxygen to those muscles. So that's really what you're doing. Okay, so what I have, or the way I train to maintain a certain level of fitness in little time, is basically to use this treadmill for 20 to 30 minutes on average a day if I'm not actually running outside. And I do it by using a heart rate monitor, which, you could use the treadmill one, but that's kind of annoying. If you keep your hand on this thing here, you can't actually run properly. So what I have is this really cheap watch. It's the Huawei band, which also has a heart rate monitor. It's one of the cheapest of its kind. When I say cheap, I don't mean bad quality, I mean cheap in price. So basically it's this one. You can see it here. This is the Huawei band. Okay, so now this watch also has a heart rate monitor, which you can set. Okay, so what I do is I basically run according to my heart rate, not according to anything else. So I'll set the treadmill on 13 kilometers per hour. Okay, that's me. You don't have to do that. And after 5 minutes, I'd steadily watch my heart rate increase. When I get to about 175, I slow down. I go back down to about 160. Okay, allow my heart rate to come down. And then after a minute or two, I go back up to 170, 175. I'll maintain the pace for a few minutes, maybe 3 to 5 minutes at 175, and then drop back down again. And I'll keep doing that for the 20 minutes. Okay? So how I obviously get my heart rate to slow down again is simply by slowing the speed on the treadmill or by dropping the incline on the treadmill. So that's how you don't waste time on the treadmill, but you get the workout you deserve, which is you elevate your heart rate to a good, you elevate your heart rate to a really fast heart rate relative to, of course, what is safe for your age. So how do you know what's safe for your age? Okay, the simple formula is you take the maximum of 220 beats per minute and you subtract your age from there. Okay, so 220 minus my age, for example, I'm 35. So 220 minus 35 we're talking about 185, okay? So 185 is sort of the maximum heart rate I can have. Now, I don't want to be training at 185 because that is borderline dangerous for me anyway. So what I would do is 175, even going to 180, but not staying there for long periods. So 180 maybe for 30 seconds and coming back down. But the goal is to move up and down with your heart rate on the treadmill. So now I've warmed up and I'm going to start running now and measure my heart rate on my watch. So I'll show you now in a minute. I can change it to, there's my heart rate. It's 98. Okay, 98. I'm just walking basically, but it's saying 98. So there we go. I think you can see now. It says 96. Okay. So basically, I'm going to use the watch, the Huawei band, to monitor my heart rate as I increase the pace. So again, I usually do 13 kilometers per hour for about 10-15 minutes. Then I will drop it down a little bit because usually I get my maximum heart rate at that time after 15 minutes and just increase it again. So 20 to 30 minutes of that a day. Not wasting your time on the treadmill, but getting the most out of those 20 to 30 minutes. Thank you very much.